those of you just joining us, here is it. Our conversation this morning is going to be centered on fuel importation. Should Nigeria rely solely on Dangote's refinery for fuel needs? Now, the recent announcement by Aliko Dangote, who was the founder and president of the Dangote Group, that his refinery has over 500 million liters of petrol in stock, has sparked a crucial conversation about Nigeria's fuel importation policies. All right. Now, with Dangote's refinery reportedly capable of producing enough petrol to meet Nigeria's needs, the question now is, or the question in everyone's mind is, should the country stop importing fuel and rely solely on Dangote's refinery for its petrol needs? Now, with his recent announcements, will this move, bring an end to the fuel shortage and queues that have plagued the country for years? That's the conversation we want to have this morning. I would like you to be a guest. But first, I'd like us to listen to Aliko Dangote when he made this comment concerning his refinery having over 500 million liters of petrol in stock. After which, we'll get to hear your thoughts concerning this one.
We are producers. I have a refinery. I'm not in the business of retail. If I'm in the business of retail, then you hold me responsible. But what I'm saying is that the retailers should please come forward and pick. If they don't come forward and pick, what do you want me to do? That's nothing that I can do. So I am expecting either NNPC or the marketers to stop importing. They should come and collect. We have what they need. And, as they remove, I'll be pumping. I don't know whether you understand what it takes to keep 500 million liters inside our tank. It's costing me money. Every day, if I will be able to collect the naira, I can actually charge somebody 32% in interest. So right now, that's what I'm losing. And you are talking about 500 billion. We don't print money. But the issue is that if they come and collect, then you will not see any queues in the filling stations. We have what it takes for them to come and collect. We are not retailers. We also don't have trucks to send. We have a factory where we can load. If they come and pick, they will go and distribute. And they've been doing that with importation. So if they have been doing that with importation, if it's true they are doing 55 million, I see no reason why they won't come and collect our own and distribute.
If we are to totally even stop this importation, we should even, first thing first, have it in mind that Dangote Refinery is actually is actually one of the key part of the solution. Why did I say that? Is because we need to make this like a level playing ground for everybody that is involved. We cannot, from my own, like I said, we cannot solely rely on Dangote's refinery for fuel consumption for the whole nation at large. We shouldn't forget that we have other refineries like the one in Port Harcourt, the one in Warri. They need to be working. Do you know why? Because if these other refineries are actually working, we can be able to create a form of stability when it comes to price and be able to rule out any future plans for monopoly. Now, if you are relying solely on Dangote, which is a welcome development because he is able to supply, he is able to meet up with what is needed at the moment. What happens tomorrow if somebody like a Dangote, because when there is power, you have a wheel. Now, the power is in his hands. Why? Because we are short of other refineries producing this same petroleum for us. If we can be able to have a real level playing ground, like get other refineries working, if somebody like Dangote is saying this, obviously it will be a very, very welcome development, knowing full well that it cannot be, you can't monopolize this. And again, we can be able to stabilize price because price stability is actually the key. If you cannot stabilize price, you cannot, for example, if you go to the market, you buy goods let's say you buy goods for 1 million naira, you are planning to sell and make your gains, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you sell and you cannot make gains, how do you go back to the market to buy again? So if we really look critically into what Dangote is saying, he's saying the right things. I'm not disputing that, because he is the CEO. He knows what is in the tank. He knows what they are producing. He knows what they are coming up with daily. But can we solely rely on that to be able to take the nation from where it is right now to that desired place we really want to be? Don't forget that we are an oil-producing country.
Exactly.
That is where the whole point is going to. And again, if we say Dangote is saying this, is because this is more like it should be an eternal thing. Buy in Naira, sell in Naira, encourage the Naira, strengthen the Naira, for the Naira to be able to compete in parallel markets. But right now, we need to really look inwards. We need to look inwards, but we shouldn't rule out the fact that Dangote shouldn't be our sole supplier. We have to make sure we get other refineries to work, because that is the only way things are going to be better.
Fortunately, the other refineries are not working. So that's a major problem. It is not working. And it's going to be difficult if we, outrightly say, okay, let Dangote Refinery be a sole supplier, because, well, as much as it is a 650,000 barrel per day, that's the capacity it has. Well, I'm not sure it can meet the entire needs of Nigerians, just like you said. But if we had the other refineries working, it would help complement it. But these marketers are still looking at importing, fuel, which of course is what it's saying. Stop importing. Come here. Buy from me. I have enough for you to buy. And it's been really sad that in the last, since the Dangote Refinery came on stream, there's been a back and forth with NNPC and Dangote. And I feel like all of these is because they still want to bring in this product from outside of the country.
Yeah, like what I said earlier on, I'm still part of those who's daily agitating for these other importers to actually bring in fuel. Why? From our own end is you have to allow these people to thrive. Why? You have to create this healthy competition. Because if there is a healthy competition, it will, like I said earlier, it will eliminate monopoly and at the same time lower prices. You get my point. If one person is doing, like, it's normal. If I am the only supplier of fuel to the whole nation, there are some certain limits of things that I have power over. I can put the country on a standstill. I can just wake up tomorrow and feel, these people that are buying from me. Okay, right now with the current what do you call it, fuel price, and like yesterday we heard there is an increment. Not that there is an increment, is active. Like is people are already selling at this new price of yesterday. So if you look into it inwards, you just discover that it's because there is so much, sorry to say, there's so much monopoly in some certain quarters that needs to be corrected.
Yeah. Okay.
Because if I know that I am the alpha and omega of this particular thing, and you don't have any choice, you have to rely on me to do this. I can wake up tomorrow and feel you are not giving me the enough moral boost or support for me to actually, deliver to you. And that alone can cause some setback on your part and on my part, because when I refuse to sell to you, my product is on a standstill. When you refuse to buy, I'm suffering it, you are suffering it. But with the current economic situation and the hike in price itself, who is willing to, to really go through all that stress? Because right now, recently the marketers are complaining that people are no longer buying fuel, filling stations are scanty. They even have fuel. Nobody's
there's been a drop.
You understand? Nobody is even coming to buy. What does that tell you? This is an internal. I don't want to use the word internal. I don't want to use the word.
Okay, let's just say it's an internal issue.
Yeah, it's an internal. I kept using internal. Why? Because you don't expect Americans to come and fix our problem for us. We are not expecting Ghanaians to come and fix this for us. So that's why I keep using the word internal. We have to all look into ourselves and be like, okay, how do we make this work for us? Because this thing, if it goes good, is better for us. If it goes bad, it affects us. So if we say Dangote is saying he has enough to supply everybody, go there, purchase, but let there be a level playing field for everybody. It's not ruling out the fact that marketers shouldn't find other ways to thrive and help us reduce prices. Because by the time there is a healthy competition, there will be a lot of considerations for price fixing and all
talking
that.
about healthy competition, the oil and gas sector, I mean, it has been deregulated as we speak. So what it means is that it offers, it helps to tackle inefficiencies, attract investment, create a market-driven operation where, fuel prices are determined by market forces. So this even makes sense. But so this is one of the refinery in the country, which of course is on stream. It's coming out to tell you. And then even prior to when the refinery came on stream, they looked at the product, they tested it, said it is one of the best, out there. So I really do not understand. But I still feel that, one, yes, I feel like they're saboteurs in this process. I feel that these people still want to import this product. They still, well, like you said, many of them still want to be in charge. They want to, since the market has been deregulated or the oil and gas sector has been deregulated, they still want to have, there's a bit of power play in it, and it is, affecting the entire fuel consumption in the country.
Of course, yes. It has to go. It has to, because if these things are not happening, you and I won't get to know that these things are really happening. Because for the federal government to go ahead to deregulate these things, allowing other marketers to buy directly from the refinery and import from other sources. See, all these things are trying to, like I said, internally, they are trying to break the wings of NNPC as the sole purchaser of fuel for the country. There are certain things that...
So are you saying that they're feeling threatened right about now?
That is obviously, that's the English I'm refusing to use.
Okay.
That's the English I'm refusing to use, because when it's like you being a landlord of a house, you've built your house, and a tenant in your house right now feels that your fence in the house has fallen down, and a tenant, without even seeking your permission, brought in bricklayers and they are setting up your fence, cementing it, painting it. You see that your GP tank is not big enough. The tenant is replacing it. What's that telling you? The tenant can wake up tomorrow and tell you, "Okay, how much are you giving me this house?" Because your fence fell the other day. I was the one that erected your fence. Your GP tank is not big enough. I bought 4 extra GP tanks for everybody to be able to get water. Do you understand? You have issues with electricity. I was the one that sorted it out. Now, what's that telling you? It's telling you that the tenant is obviously wants to take over that property from you. So that is what is happening.
Well, the latest is that the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria says its members can't load petrol from Dangote Refinery in Lagos, despite having paid 40 billion naira to NNPC. I mean, when I saw this one, I was... the IPMAN president, Abubakar Garima, expressed surprise that Aliko Dangote, of course, the owner of the $20 billion refinery, said marketers were boycotting his refinery to buy imported petrol. All right. The IPMAN boss said his members are not importing petrol, as claimed by Africa's richest man. He said rather than getting Dangote petrol through rather than getting Dangote petrol through the NNPCL, the private refinery should register independent petrol marketers directly for smooth product loading.
Now you're coming back to it.
So they are claiming that they are not importing petrol. Rather, that for these, private, oil marketers.